everyone, it's Maddie here, the vegan yogi traveler, and I'm with you to introduce a whole new video series that I have been divinely guided to begin. So, as some of you guys know, I've recently done a quantum healing hypnosis technique session with a lady called Petra. If you're not too sure about what that is, you can check out my quantum healing hypnosis experiences in my other video where I talk a little bit about that and explain about my whole session. But from that experience, since then I've been receiving a lot of intuitive guidance, and I really feel like I'm in the place of complete alignment where I'm fully trusting the guidance that I receive. And one of those guidances was to begin a new video series called Doing It for the Dharma, where it will be a video series of me interviewing inspiring women who are following their life purpose. And yeah, this is something that just feels really in alignment and good for me. I think it's really important that us women can support each other and inspire one another and help each other to grow and just really step into our power and confidence of doing what we are meant to do here on earth. So yeah, I'm really excited to bring you this video series, and I'm so excited also that my first interview will be with one of my very good friends, Ellie, and we met, I would say, about a year ago from one of my meetup group events. I was just running like introduction to Reiki workshops in Düsseldorf last year, and we met, and Ellie and I connected really, really well. We were both vegan and both into spirituality and meditation and Reiki and all of the things. So yeah, we just connected together, and since then we've both grown exponentially. We've both really just tapped into our own divine purpose and followed that. And since I've moved away to Hamburg now, we don't see each other very often, but I got divinely guided to come back here this weekend to attend one of Ellie's workshops with Shaman Hawk. And yeah, we've reconnected, so I thought this would be a great opportunity to begin my first interview with Ellie, my very good friend. So here it is. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time with the next inspiring women. So today I have with me a very special lady indeed. We have Ellie here for our Doing It for the Dharma video series. So we're just going to have a little conversation so you can learn more about Ellie, how she's following her life purpose, and how maybe that can inspire you also to dive into yours too. So Ellie, before we begin, what does Dharma mean to you?
Well, Dharma is the life purpose, and for me it's like the meaning of life, you know. So we are very busy in our daily life doing stuff like we don't think about it. But when you find your Dharma, is your real purpose. Why are you here and what fits your soul? This is like, for me, the meaning, you know, of life. Yeah.
Soul food, love it.
Thank you.
And Ellie, obviously I know a lot about you already, I'm lucky enough, but for the audience who don't know you at all, could you just introduce yourself, tell a little bit about who you are and your story?
Yes. Well, my name is Elisa. I come from Spain. I'm living in Germany since 8 years now. And well, my spiritual journey began, I don't know exactly when I should put a date on that, but maybe probably like 8 years ago. I started changing a lot because before I used to be like a very materialistic person. I mean, not materialistic like buying things, but really like, focus on the daily life. So really not, I didn't believe anything about Reiki energies, I was really not aware at all. And then I met a person, and he was a Reiki master, so he started telling me how he did the healings and his experience. So at the beginning for me it was like, really? I can't. Really? Seriously? So yeah, this started to make a change in my mind, and then I went through a phase that it was a bit difficult for me because I was sick for 1 or 2 months, and I didn't really know what was the cause of my how I was feeling and so on. So I read a book by Deborah Chopra, Synchrodestiny, it's called. I mean, if for a person that starts in a spiritual journey, I think it's really nice book because it tells you a bit of the quantum mechanics and how our thoughts can affect the reality, you know. So I also like the science part of behind
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, this really made a change in me because I was having this phase like, okay, now I'm sick, what happened with me? So
Yeah.
I think in those moments you go a bit deeper, you know, in life and in meaning. So
For sure.
yeah, then I start to change. I start to meditate. I start to research many things about, you know, what is Reiki.
Yeah.
You know, so then it starts all of this. Well, then when I moved to Düsseldorf, you know, I met you, and I was looking for, you know, learning more about Reiki, like practicing. So I went to your meetup group. And yeah, this was really like a jump, you know. So start not only knowing about that or reading, but just starting to do things. Yes. Yeah. So thank you very much for
Thank
that.
you. Really, really glad
It
we
was
met.
it was nice because you told us everyone can do this, you know. So that
Yeah.
at the beginning I thought, yeah, okay, so only Reiki masters or people born with this gift
Yeah.
can do it, but I didn't know I can do it
Yes.
myself. So yeah. So I started like feeling, okay, I want really to try, and then well, I have like another phase again.
Yeah.
Many phases.
Yeah.
And yeah, then I visit a shaman. So it was like my first contact with shamanism,
Yeah.
and this healing really changed me a lot. I felt like the benefits of that. So I really was like, wow, I was amazed with that. So I started researching more and more about shamanism.
Yeah.
And then in Düsseldorf, I found a very nice place to work with people. So I learned with Shaman Hawk and Orsolia
Yes.
a lot. I learned with them, and it really filled my soul. So
Yeah.
it's my Dharma now. It's
Beautiful.
shamanism. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I look forward to learn more and more to practice, to do the women's circles. Now it's like, yeah, I'm really so motivated with that.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that I changed my life so
That's
much.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ellie. Yeah, so you've already told us a lot about your journey, and you mentioned
Yeah.
towards the end you've been getting into shamanism.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your women's circles and
Yes,
what you're
sure,
doing with that?
Sure, yes. So we meet like once every 2 weeks, more or less. You know, we look also for dates that are important in the pagan how do you say tradition.
Yeah.
You know, we change the topic from time to time, depends on, you know, the topic of the day.
Yeah.
We incorporate different elements. So normally we meditate all together. So we do tea ceremonies to
Yeah.
clean ourselves. You know, we do a guided meditation as well. Normally we create also an altar because I think it's nice to incorporate the energy of the group together
Yes.
with a purpose for the
Yes.
day. You know, so we use natural things, flowers, crystals, stones, leaves, anything from nature. So
Yeah.
the purpose is connect ourselves to nature and go back to our true selves, you know, as women. So connected to the earth.
So beautiful.
Yes, so that's what we do.
And have you
Yes.
found that in starting this journey of creating women's circles and doing these, not monthly but bi-weekly circles, have you found that you face any challenges along the way in following this path?
Well, I wouldn't name it challenge, but sometimes you have to see, okay, some women maybe are more open than others, so really I want to the circle to be really harmonic.
Yes.
So you really need to pay attention a bit, you know, how is the personality of every woman, so everyone feels really connected, you know, loved, cared. So this is like, yeah, not my worry, but like, you know, like, how do you say?
Something you keep in mind.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Yes, like everyone feels safe and care, and that they can open themselves
Yeah.
in the circle. So yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And what kind of tools do you do to make sure that all women can feel safe in the circle and feel open? Is there something like in particular that you do, or is it more like on this energetic level?
Well, I think depends on the day, but I think it's very nice to introduce ourselves first. I
Yeah.
talk about myself or my experience because opening yourself first and telling, you know, maybe private things that, you know, things that you experienced that were not so bad, not so good for you,
Yeah.
you know, but make you grow. So they open themselves more easy. So yeah, it's about being also true to yourselves, you know. So
Yes.
so if the people feel this, they will be more willing to open themselves to
like the
so.
authenticity of you helps them also.
Exactly.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I know, Ellie, just from personally knowing you, that you also have a separate career that you do have, and then you have your Dharma, your spiritual path as well. So how do you manage the career, the balance of the Dharma and the balance of your own spiritual practice and relationships, etc.?
Well, to be honest, this is a challenge. But you know, when you are young, of course, you knew from the beginning what you wanted to do. So I really, it's like I admire this from you. But for me, it was different. So I follow a lot, you know, the expectations of my parents, of society, of the school. So I didn't follow really my heart, or because I didn't even know what my heart wanted. You know, so now I don't want to say regret, because it's just my life, it's just my path, you know. But I'm happy that I found my real purpose, and I try to, I mean, let's say separate, like, okay, I do my job because I need to pay my bills, and it's like something that I must do. But at the same time, I try to make so much as possible in my spiritual path, you know. Every day do something for myself, meditation, you know, or even creating a small altars at my place, you know. So it's like you have to know how to live between the worlds, you know, like your daily life and the spiritual path. It's to find the balance. At the beginning was not very easy, because I really want to leave my job at some point, you know, but it's just being patient, you know, learning to be patient, that everything will settle down, and then I will at some point can change my life completely. So it's just trusting in the universe, and then focus on what you want to do. So taking action, trust, be patient, and then everything will come.
I love that. Because I think not the problem, but I think the thing is with a lot of women today is that they're stuck in this career or job that they do, and they have a different passion in mind. They know what their Dharma is, but they feel a bit afraid to make the leap. And as in your case, it doesn't necessarily have to be like just career or just Dharma. Like, you can find the balance. So what advice would you give to women who are kind of stuck between this, should I take this leap, should I not?
Well, I think the first thing is really be true to yourself. So to see what makes you happy, you know, what fills your soul. Is really the career, or is the spiritual path, you know? I mean, maybe some women are okay following the career, and, you know, and maybe just doing small things for themselves, which is okay, you know. So everyone has to find their Dharma or their purpose, you know. So the first thing is recognize what makes me happy, you know. And then you kind of start doing this balance, you know. So the problem for me was that when I want something, I want it like right now, 100%. So this was my challenge. But, you know, just be patient, just step by step, you know. And then in the spiritual world, there are so many things that you can do. So just try this, try that, you know, try many paths and see what resonates more with you. You know, just step by step, do small things at home, in a small circle as well, you know. So just really with patience.
I think that's really great advice. Like you say, like, it doesn't have to be this huge leap. Like,
exactly.
I think that's great. Like, small little steps is just
because it's frustrating
perfect.
Otherwise, you know, like, we cannot change. I mean, it's sad, but it's like that, you know. I mean, we need to survive. I mean, money at the end is how things work, you know. So
exactly. Okay, beautiful. Thank you.
you.
I'm sure the women will be grateful to hear that insight of your experiences. And we talked a little bit about the beginning with what you're doing. Can you tell us a little bit about Healers of Earth and what your kind of intentions are with that over the next 5 or so years?
So this name actually came to me through a meditation. You know, I was thinking about what I want to do, and I wanted something that really connects to the earth, you know. I think women are all natural healers, you know. So we are born with this gift, and we just need to express it, you know, find it in our heart and express it. So that's why this name came to me. So in this group we are 3 women organizing that. So in a triangle, I think this brings a lot of equilibrium, and balance.
Yes.
And our intention is to create a community here in Düsseldorf, and Krefeld, in the surrounding. And we want to have women's circles. We have to have a community that cares about others. We want to organize also like trash cleaning, maybe from the Rhine, so environmental activities as well. Let's see how it grows. But we want to have like activities that are affordable for everyone, so everyone is welcome and feel love and care, in the community. And then so every one of us will follow her own path in the spirituality, because we have different interests as well, so we will offer different service, different private appointments, but I hope it goes really, really well. I would focus more probably on the feminine side, bringing women back to their true nature, on the sex healing part. So
beautiful.
We are also planning to do in Krefeld, a friend of this group, she has a very beautiful basement. We want to paint it and to create a sacred space there for women and to have activities there.
That'll be so powerful. It seems like the really next level of your Dharma right now, like finding this sacred space to really bring people together. That's so powerful.
And it's going so quick, because at the beginning I thought, it will take so much time, but when you put really your strongest intention and your actions and you really work for it, it's developing really quick. So I am really amazed how good it goes, and I'm so motivated to follow.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Ellie. And since you mentioned a little bit about the sexual healing, I would say I attended your workshop yesterday with Shaman Hawk about sacred sexuality from a shamanic perspective, which was so interesting. So could you talk a little bit about that, just so maybe people who don't know what that is have a bit of an idea?
Yes. So shamanism is going back to your true nature, so the sex part of it is the same, so male and female play a different role, and it's just also recognizing the play of the divine feminine, or true principle or goddess, principle or connection to the creativity we have, to our life force, because nowadays the sexuality we see in the industry, the porn industry, of the advertisements is really like focus on the male, it's really like aggressive, superficial, so in shamanism we go back to our connection to the earth, and to really appreciate the beauty of the feminine, and then we use this life force to create things we want to manifest, because women have this power, we can have babies, but we also can create a whole reality, with our intention. So it's just using this force, to bring things in our life that we want to achieve, we want to change, we can clear also spaces, we can bring love, it's just about that, you see.
So beautiful. Thank you so much. And I know, Ellie, you've written a really great article on this. So you guys, I'm going to link it below, because this information was so profound that I'd read. I won't talk too much about it now, because guys, you should definitely check it out and read it. I think every man and woman needs to read this information and take it in, because it's really something that's hidden from our society, which is very disempowering to the woman. But I will mention a little bit about how you mentioned like the clitoris, for example, was like the only organ like produced like solely for pleasure, which is like crazy, and we're really not taught about that. But anyway, we'll save that for the article, so guys definitely check it out and read it. So could you tell us, you've mentioned so much already about your Dharma, which I'm so grateful for, so could you tell us a little bit about your self-care practices and what keeps you in alignment to fulfill your life purpose?
Yes. So meditation is very important for me, because I really need to calm after my job. I work from Monday to Friday, and it's not something that I really like. So I really need the meditation, for myself, to calm my mind. So this is something that I always incorporate. And also, I have some rituals that I do at home. I create some altars with crystals and elements from nature, leaves or stones. Sometimes I create like a big altar and I meditate there with candles. So I really like to incorporate a fire element, like candles, or earth elements. so to have this together. And also sometimes I put the crystals in my bath tube and I take a bath there, so I really feel the energy coming through me, and also to clean yourself, and it's really good. So I have different, but this is my basic, what I do usually. Yes.
Thank you, Ellie. So we're coming to the end of our interview now. So I thought it would be cool if we could just do like a few fire round questions, like not really like thinking about it too much. So if you could have one superpower, what would it be and why?
Oh, I don't know. Let me think. I think it will be like to be more empathetic, like, I mean, maybe it's not like a superpower, but I already feel like sometimes the energy of the people, or I can read people, I think, easy, so that's why for me, I feel like the need or helping someone, even when they don't want to talk about it. So I would really like to have more and more empathy, to really get deep into the person, to help to heal them. So this will be something I would really like to develop, but it's doable, anything. I mean, every person can be psychic if you really practice it and you really are tuned into it and you are open. So it's a process, and I really hope that I could do it more and more.
No doubt. Thank you. And if you could be any animal in the world, what would you be and why?
I love cats. Since I was kid, I was like obsessed with cats. I don't know. I love the way they move. I love that they are very independent animals. I also heard a story that was the difference between dogs and cats. Why dogs do everything that humans say and cats don't. And it's because dogs think that humans are God, but cats, they know there is a universal truth, or they can feel more, so they really know. No, they are not. They are not so special.
I love that. Thank you. And what is your favorite crystal?
My favorite crystal is rose quartz. It's one of my favorites because it's connected to the heart chakra, so it's this loving and caring energy. I feel it also very feminine, so it brings for me a lot of balance as well, because it's in between our earth chakras and our more sky universe chakras. Beautiful. And I love it that it's in between, like resonates with love, so I really love that. And other very, very nice crystal is the black tourmaline. So I usually use it when I feel worried, or when I feel I have like maybe some negativity, or some stress. So I just meditate with the crystal in my hand, and I really feel how, this energy goes away and how it cleans myself. So I really like the black tourmaline. Sometimes I incorporate both stones in an altar, because I really like the polarity of the colors. I feel it very beautiful.
That's great. Thank you. So another question, I know sometimes it's asked as if you were going to an island, what would you take, but being a bit more spiritual, if you could go to space and say you've got your oxygen, your food, everything you need, what is one thing that you would take with you up to space?
Okay, if I have everything I need to survive,
Basically.
Then, I will bring an object that someone made for me, like, you can say like an amulet, because it has the energy of this person, it has the love and the intention and the caring he put on that. Wow. So, if I know I will be alone in the space, so I will bring this part of him with me.
Oh, yay. I love that. Thank you. And next question would be, what is your favorite country you've ever been to, or city, and why?
I really don't have like a favorite. And now I feel really good in Düsseldorf. I don't want to move for the next years. So I'm happy that I like the place where I am, because before I was not happy where I was living. But actually I was very much in contact with Japan, with the Japanese culture. I mean, I don't want to say it's my favorite country, because I like all Spain, I like other countries, but I think from every country you can learn something. You can incorporate some parts of this culture in yourself, in your daily life, in your philosophy, in your way of thinking. So from Japan I read a lot about Zen Buddhism and about some traditions in Japan. So I really it really helped me, and I really incorporate those things also in my life. You know, some philosophies I really like. So I think you can learn from every country something that it really resonates. If it resonates with you, you can take it with you. You know. So.
And I'm curious, like, obviously I've been in your house many times. There are like Japanese books and different objects. How did you get into like being interested in Japanese culture? I'm just curious.
It was because I met friends. I mean, I met people from Japan the first time I came to Germany, and before I didn't know much about that culture. I really didn't know anything, but I was surprised that I could understand with them really well. I mean, like we had like same jokes. I don't know. It was really like a heart-to-heart connection, you know, with these friends. And then I start, you know, because I loved them so much, I wanted to know more about their culture, you know, why they are the way they are. So I start learning. I learned a bit Japanese as well. I read books. I read, you know, things about their philosophies and about the Zen Buddhism and about the Shinto as well. So. Yeah.
Maybe you've had a past life living in Japan.
I thought that
Who
too.
knows?
Yeah,
maybe.
That too.
Great, thank you. And final question, we'll say, what is your favorite food and why?
Yeah, my favorite food. One of my favorite foods is tofu. But the tofu that you can find in Japan, because the water is different, so it's really different from the tofu you find here. Yeah. And one is called agetashi tofu, so it's fried tofu. So every time I go there, I love to eat that. Yeah. I love it. Yeah.
Beautiful, thank you. I didn't have you down for tofu as your favorite food, but you surprised me in many ways.
Yeah?
Okay. I think just because the tofu here is like, I don't know, I guess a little bit bland, but I guess it's different when you go to Japan and
exactly.
they know how to do it.
So exactly, when I was there, you know, I tried there for the first time, and I thought, well, this is a real tofu? Wow. So, I mean, if you find here in the Japanese restaurants in Düsseldorf, you can find really nice tofu as well.
Yeah, I like it personally, but I know my boyfriend's always like, oh, this tastes like nothing.
Yeah, many people say that.
But there we go, they just don't have the proper taste buds.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, well, thank you, Ellie, for telling us all about your Dharma and what you're doing and for answering those rapid fire questions. So just before we finish up, are you able to tell us just what your social media handles are, your meetup, Facebook groups, just so people are familiar with it?
Yes, so I have the Facebook page called Healers of Earth, and I just opened a new one called Shamanism Düsseldorf, so because Healers is more like for women, focused for women, but I want to have like a community with women and men, so that's why I created this page, but I am working on it now. And then I have the meetup group called Shamanism Düsseldorf, so I will post all of the events there for women and for both genders. Beautiful. So this is my activities now. I want to create a website soon. I'm working on that.
Next step.
Next step.
Great.
So
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Ellie. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed hearing about Ellie's story. Hopefully it's inspired you also to be able to take some steps towards fulfilling your Dharma too. And we'll see you next time. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yay.